Survey says you failed. Hey everybody, Shanna Christmas here, stand-up comedian, occupational therapy assistant, and writer, and world traveler extraordinaire, and overall bad bitch and mad bitch. Here bringing you another episode of Healthcare is a Joke. And today we're going to talk about state surveys. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. Let's get into it. So in this episode, I want to cover state surveys because we're in the middle of one. I've been at this facility this is week 6, and they've been talking about state coming, and it's the state doing a survey it's like when the health administration comes to a restaurant and looks at what you're doing and gives you a health grade to see if you pass inspection and things like that. It is a healthcare inspection for the healthcare workers and facilities, okay? And usually when the state comes, everybody is freaking out because it's almost like when you're driving and you see the police and all of a sudden you're like 10 and 2. This is how I always drive. Seatbelt in, got it, done. Looking straight ahead, check my mirrors, doing it, right? And so when the state comes to the facility, there's enough staff. Everything's clean. People answer call lights. People are knocking on the doors and introducing themselves and being respectful. People are washing their hands again when the state comes, which is, I love that. But the state comes by and they take over your facility for 3 days. They walk around. They ask employees questions. Sometimes they'll observe therapists doing therapy. I've been in a lot of state surveys across my career as a CNA and a therapist, and I've never been asked a question. And I don't know if that's the universe protecting the facility from getting shut down, but I really would like someone to ask me a question, because I'm going to tell the truth, which is probably why I never get asked. I definitely don't enjoy coming into work and now all of a sudden it's like, make sure you're wearing your badge. I haven't had a badge in 5 weeks, and I told them that. I need a badge. Never got one day one. Now all of a sudden it's wear your badge. I go, hey, I don't have a badge. Now there's a scramble to get Shanna a badge in week 6 because the state is here. Because I don't know, it's probably illegal to not have identification when you're interacting with human beings at your job. People are wiping things down. It's like people are extra nice to the patients. They're making sure the patients are wearing their mask on their face because they're still wearing masks inside. And it's just a bizarre scenario, and it makes me mad because why can't it be like that all the time? You know what I mean? Why do you only make it available for the patients to have good care, responsive nurses, nobody giving you attitude, no neglect, people getting changed, people getting out of bed? Why don't we get that treatment all the time? That's what I got into healthcare for. I thought we were going to actually care, but that's not what it is until the state comes. And now I have to know where the fire extinguishers are. I was never given that information. I don't know. And if they ask, I'm going to say I was never told. I really feel like sometimes you want things to fail so they can get better. Sometimes that's part of it. Sometimes you just need to learn that you fucked up and you should improve. I think that's what we all want. You don't want to just, cover up the paint and the chips on the walls and things like that and fix the sink, and all of a sudden we have wheelchairs for everybody. I've been here for almost 6 weeks, and we've been taking wheelchairs from other patients' rooms and sharing them. We've been wiping off walkers and sharing them with other patients because we don't have enough supplies. And infection control, we can't find those sanitation wipes. They have this big jar of it they usually keep everywhere so we can wipe things off in between patients. We have to go find them someplace because apparently people are drinking the liquid out of it. I mean, but if you're worried about people getting sick and then you're hiding the supplies to clean things and you're also not supplying us enough things for each patient, you're going to have people get sick. And I hate the fact that we're all of a sudden doing it because someone's going to come and watch us do it. That's the part that I'm mad about. And it's not just this place. It's every place that I've worked over the past 15 years. It's always, let's do it up nice for when state's here. And as soon as they leave, it's back to the bullshit. And that's the thing that I hate. I hate that. It makes me so upset because the people that are stuck in those facilities, they deserve better. The CNAs who work so hard, the good ones who try to get their patients up and shower them and shave them and all that stuff, just to have an extra set of hands would be so beneficial to them and their patients. If there's enough people doing the work, it's easier for everybody. And we all get the right amount of care, and it's great. But, you take that away from them. And the patients notice it. The patient can see all the chaos when people are running around and they're like, oh, what's happening out there? There's lots of meetings happening. It's like, yeah, because the police are here and they've done a search warrant and they're looking for things. You want to talk to them? It's so funny, actually. One of my patients, he just complains the entire time. He complains about everybody all the time, never to the people that can do anything, just to me. I get to hear all his grievances, and when the doctor comes in, he's fine. Nurse comes in, no complaints. As soon as they walk out, they never help me. So it's like, ask that guy how things are going, and I hope to God he tells the truth. And he told me today that he did tell him. He said, I was talking to one person, and then they brought in a second person, and they were not too happy to find out about this patient who fell down and nobody helped him up. I was like, oh, great. Tell him. Me telling them doesn't do anything. I can be a disgruntled employee. But the patients who have to deal with this care 24 hours a day, they see everything. But it's up to them to tell the truth when someone asks so things can work. And I really wish that when the state came, they wouldn't give us a warning. Like the state will come and they'll say, this is your survey window. You have between these dates and these dates to get your shit together. We're going to come in and look at it. And I would prefer it if they just did a no-knock warrant, show up at 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, let me see who's sleeping in here. Because it's usually the staff. You know what I mean? Like the graveyard shift people, no offense, if you work graveyard shift, you pick that shift so you can fuck off. You're not working. I've worked the shift before. I used to do double shifts. And I've seen how they work at night. It's ordering food, it's watching TV, got your feet up, eating all the Lorna Doones. That night shift eats all the Lorna Doones and hot chocolate. That's all they're doing until about 6 a.m. at shift change. And then everybody's clean and nice for the next shift. But it's a lot of neglect going on up until then. And I hate it. If you're not one of those people, good for you. And I'm so sorry you have to battle all the bad ones because we're outnumbered. But I feel like the state should come in and observe randomly to see how things really go and really give them the grade they deserve so they can do better. I don't want these places to fail because, I don't like the way they treat the patients. And so I want them to have better, but I don't want them to fail because I'm just like spiteful. I don't think it's fair that any of us have to work in situations like that. And we all just pretend that it's fine because we know if we complain to the administrator, he don't care. He's never even touched a patient before. He doesn't know what we do. He has a master's in business. And so here we are. And I feel like he needs to learn how to run it. He needs to come do the work too. We need to do undercover boss for nursing homes where they actually go and wipe someone's butt and see how they feel about the situation. Maybe they can do undercover boss where the boss is disguised as a senior citizen and now he's a patient at a nursing home. But that probably wouldn't work because they see how young his balls were and his abs, and that probably wouldn't work. But there got to be a way for them to experience what we do all day and see if they like it and then make changes based on that. It's a good idea. Somebody hit me up. I'm available. Brainstorm. But yeah, the next couple of days, the state's going to be around and people are going to be acting like everything's great and following the rules, which I didn't know about. We are supposed to keep the linen closet closed. It says keep locked at all times. So I go to the linen closet today to get towels out and it's locked. And I said, do any of you guys know the code to this door? Nobody knew it. You know why? Because that bitch has never been closed. We've just been farting around until the state comes. And now it's like, we don't even know how to do our jobs properly because we haven't been doing it properly in so long. And that really pisses me off. I hope they talk to some patients and they get the honest truth and maybe they'll take that 5-star down and give us a 3 and maybe they'll try to achieve better in the future because I think the workers deserve it and the patients 100% deserve better than what they're getting right now. And that concludes my rant, you guys. I just got home. I'm cold. Come back next week. I will talk about sex next week. How about that? I'll give you a fun geriatric sex talk next week. That'll be a good time. But subscribe to my channel if you enjoy these stories. And even if you don't enjoy them, share it with a friend because they need to know this stuff too. Like it, share it, leave a comment that's nice and supportive. And be sure to get my book again, you guys. Go to shannachristmas.com and get a book. That'd be cool. All right. See you next time. Bye.